Severos is a land of many beasts that we revere. The cunning wolf, the hardy camel, the fearless bison, the obedient horse. But no greater beast is there than the vulture, who shall devour everything when the world falls to ruin and decay.
My father would often say that the spirit bends to the needs of the flesh, just as the flesh bends to the desires of the spirit. Yet both can be bent with the right words. That may be the only truth he ever told me.
I met some crows this morning. They did not like you. It's okay. They're only a murder in name. Morning bells are ringing. Ding, ding.
I've always been like one of those performers balancing multiple plates. One day, my mom would say, all of those plans, those traps I'd carefully prepared might end up catching me instead. Like a spider caught in his own webs. I suppose I should have listened to her. Maybe then I wouldn't be bleeding out on this wooden floor.
Hello, everybody. We are back with more The Revenants, our Blades in the Dark actual play. We are without Shiv today. Shiv will return, and so will Taibhse. Taibhse will possibly do some things today, but off camera. Yeah, Shiv will be back next time. Honestly, Taibhse got traumatized last session, so it actually makes sense that Taibhse is
Pretty
taking a
badly
little bit of
traumatized,
time.
honestly.
Yeah. Taibhse got possessed and then traumatized. Well, that's for Shiv. For me, I am Janis, he, him. I am GMing this and other things on this here channel. For example, Red Markets, which you can watch every Thursday. That's really all I have to say for now. And I'm going to popcorn it over to Prince.
Hey, I'm Prince Infidel, if you're a little over familiar. I'll be playing Elogi this day. Both of us are he, him. You can find me right here, right now, what you're watching. And I will popcorn it over to Glyza.
Hey everyone, that's me. I'm a Glyza. He, they, she pronouns. Yes, in that order. And I do a lot of things on the internet, especially in the TTRPG space. But today I will be playing Multo. He, him, the ghost, the spider, the guy with the mermaid demon friend who we will hang out with later. And all of his plans are good, actually. No problems there. Speaking of great plans, I'm going to popcorn it over to Andre.
I don't think either of us has good plans right now. Hello. My name is Andre. Pronouns are he, they. You can find me at AndreVeraArt on social media and at my website, andrevera.art. And I will be playing Carrion, whose pronouns are he, him.
All right. And with that, we return to the somewhat derelict, faded district of Six Towers in Doskvol, the dark jewel of Akaros, of the Empire. In Six Towers, we see Carrion, as always, accompanied by his vulture, or perhaps master, Diogenes, walking down the streets, along the canals. And then a candle flickers in a dark alleyway. You hear the jangling of coins in a collection box. You are called over to pay your tithe once more, and there stands Sister Honorata in her habit, withered, and opens her mouth, revealing crooked teeth, and smiles a wolfish grin at you.
Good evening. I have your payment.
That is most kind of you, dear boy. Most kind indeed. And opens the box, yeah.
Karen will reach into the side of his bandolier and pull out a small purse, and will drop it into the box. What on Arata might I recognize as like specifically mystical? Like, is there any part of her attire that might connect to like my culture at all, do you think?
I don't think you notice anything about her attire. Her attire is actually like some form of habit that doesn't really remind you of a current of the current garb of the Empire's church. So the state religion. It looks outdated, and I think that is mainly the thing that makes her look mystical to you, because it's so far just out of this moment in time. It looks like it might have been worn 500 years ago or something like that. It looks very rough spun. It looks like the cut is from a time where just everything was pretty much made in one piece. It looks like it's from a time before, before pants were really a thing and where people had to wear cod pieces. It looks very ancient.
Yeah.
And so does Honorata herself. Also, she always holds that candle and just lets it burn down. You've never actually seen it burn down, but there is just wax all over her fingers and hand.
Cool. I think as Carrion hands the money over, he will ask her very forwardly, do you have any more jobs available for us?
It is wise of you to ask. You have been outside of the city recently, have you not?
Yes, we have. We visited the old Natural Museum.
Wonderful. I hope it was most educational. See, such news travel fast, not necessarily along official channels, perhaps, but the spirits had much to tell about you. And perhaps if you prove yourself, we will have more opportunities for you in the realms outside. For now, there is a man who has acquired a certain spirit that by rights belongs to me and my sisters. And we would have you go to his home and retrieve it. He is a mediocre little man, fashions himself a scientist of the spiritual, but he is working with forces that he does not understand and should not reckon with. So there's one specific spirit there that we wish to be delivered into our care. But of course you may find more things there. Do this for us and you will be rewarded, not just with coin, but also with elevated status in our eyes and our protection. Which, above table, means you're gonna get turf.
Carrion will nod his head, and then I think he will beckon Diogenes down to the ground. And Diogenes is going to spit up one singular bone that did not matter from the museum heist as like a penchant of good faith for Honorata. I will have to consider it with the rest of my crew, but
Honorata just her hand just disappears into the side of her habit. Stays there for a while. You don't see any movement. Reemerges, and she hands Diogenes another bone. Very clearly a human bone. And with that, we will see what Elogi is up to. Elogi, things were really rather interesting last time. It's been a rough couple of days. You came back from your most dangerous score yet, and then immediately had to take care of Taibhse. It's, I think, about time that you unwind and relax a little. So how does that look like for Elogi on this good day?
Elogi is going to go down to the park again. This time, finding a bench, laying down like an expensive looking blanket on it, having a wonderful lunch of expensive cheese and mushroom wine, and just relax, feed the birds a bit. The horrible
Right.
birds that probably live in this city.
Yeah, you are above 6 stress as far as I recall. So roll me a d6. Or just, roll one die, and we'll see what kind of trouble you get yourself into as you overindulge a little bit. That is, again, that your vice
5.
purveyor cuts you off. So this is not as dramatic for Ellery as it is for Multo, I think. But how do you get kicked out of the park?
I think Elogi has been having a little too much mushroom wine, and at a certain point, another like a much wealthier couple walks by, and Elogi, while feeding the birds, happens to toss some food onto them. They complain, and he starts an argument, possibly insults them in their fashions. Before you know it, he is
This
getting
is
pushed
Iruvian
out.
syrup, I will have you know.
You think that's a Ruvian? Oh, you don't even have
The
the
price
eye
was
for
certainly
it.
Iruvian, not that someone like you would know that.
I'm glad someone was able to cheat you out of enough, the right amount of coin. Get out of my sight. You're blocking the trees.
Out of my family funded half of this park, I will have, guards, where's the... Someone get this vagrant out of here. And that's where we're going to move on to, well, very quickly, Crumble Tower Court, where we hear something thrashing in Taibhse's quarters. Perhaps Taibhse herself, perhaps their doll. We don't know. But soon after, crows are gathering around the tower once more. What that means, well, we'll find out. Honestly, I'm not sure what I'm saying. Shiv isn't here. I'm just giving something to do next time. But anyway, Multo. Where do we find Multo?
What up? Multo is probably trying to heal a stab wound somehow, or talking to somebody to try and heal a stab wound. I think.
Yeah.
I think the last time we saw him, he was talking to a friend, an old friend of the family.
Right. So, is Multo getting the services of a physician or going to the hospital?
I think going to a physician as Malik Izagani would not be too bad of an idea, considering he was told to like get out of the school because he's being too reckless.
Yeah.
So I feel like, yeah, I feel like that's where he'll go to do that. It's not like he has a doctor at the house or something. So he's just,
Yeah.
he needs to heal a stab wound. Is
Yeah.
basically what we're trying to.
Yeah, there are a few interesting questions about how Professor, which you are still in status, although not in practice, acquired such a wound.
Yes, they were
But
very
in
mad
the
about
end,
it.
Yeah. You do get your treatment, you walk out, and then as you walk by one of the many, many canals that just run through Doskvol like a spider's web, the water suddenly becomes very still and then begins flowing again, but there's some current in there that seems to direct you elsewhere. Where does it lead you? And where do we meet your demon, the Magandara, again?
I think it would be in a different fountain. I think I think he's given me like signals really. Like if I see some sort of movement in the water somewhere, that's like a sign for me to look for another fountain because he likes hanging out in fountains, the little weirdo. And I'm going to look for him in the nearest oldest fountain I can find. With nearest being the first thing and then
Yeah,
oldest being the next thing.
there is definitely an old fountain like that nearby, cracked a little bit, not upkept. At some point, it was probably more or less the charge of a noble family here that has long since just moved away, and now it has fallen into disrepair. It is still showing just, well, it still looks like it could be opulent. There are sculptures of fish, type of fish that probably hasn't lived in this world for many centuries now. And there, just idly running his hand through the water, is the Magandara.
I think he looks like he could have been part of the statues on there, and then he just sort of started moving. And then I look at him. How may I help you, old family friend?
Oh, you ask me how I can help? Is it not always me that gets called to aid you and your kin when the world turns against you?
But always with a price. And I was wondering if you had a price to ask of me. I do need a lot of help. I'm not afraid to admit that.
A lot of help. Well, we can discuss what that is later. My price, as it were. My price I have already had my dealings with your family and extracted my price from your bloodline.
Do you want more? Not for my bloodline.
I am
For
too
me.
modest for that. From you, what do you have to give at this point?
Plans, future, desires. Those are
But
things
these
that come to the top of my
plans,
mind.
are these plans not what I am here to help you achieve? And could I not just find somebody else to achieve them then?
You could, but are they going to be as good as me?
Possibly not. Here's what I want from you. As I said, I have taken from your family what I can.
Correct.
I wish for another servant, one that you love dearly, so you will not betray me.
Another
One from your
servant.
closest of friends or circle.
Muto stops. And his mind is running down a list of names, closest friends. Faces appear in his mind. There is one face that pops up, just the one face. And then pauses.
You know the one then?
Maybe.
Oh no. There is no maybe.
Do you need that name now?
Oh yes.
She is one of my oldest friends.
And who
When we
would
were
it be?
children. She doesn't know the things that I do. She is smart. I think I can risk her.
Betrayal upon betrayal, but that is your choice. Very well. Let us discuss what it is that I can do for you. And that's where we
Perfect.
move on. Yeah, that's where we move on. Elsewhere in Doskvol, there is a gondola carrying 3 young bravos along the old moat, one of the many canals, again, from Crow's Foot to 6 Towers. All 3 very well groomed, dressed in the current fashion, all 3 with several small scars on their hands and one deliberate dueling scar on their cheek. The most distinguishing feature that they have, of course, is the blood red sash that they all wear, flaunting their allegiance to the Red Sash Sword Academy. They appear to be idling, but they are tense when you look at them more closely. If one of you were there to look at them, they are looking for something or someone. Do you really think they'll be here? The descriptions match. And you know that pale one? The one with the... nobody moves like that. Can't think that that description could ever be wrong. Either way, if they didn't learn their lesson, they need to be found, and Mylera will reward whoever gets to them first, says the third one, and taps their rapier. Anyway, Elogi, you had a somewhat unfortunate day at the park. But now we find you in a tavern in closer proximity to Crumble Tower Court, sitting there with one of the leaders of the Foghounds, Howl, who has called you there for both business and pleasure, as he phrased it. You hear him just call you over indirectly through the just buzz of the bar. Ah, there he comes, strutting our way, flaunting his plumage. My friend, why don't you sit with me and my associate here? And next to him there sits just a small woman with a very just heavy-set build, but kind of spindly legs and arms. Looks a little bit like a frog. Both sipping on their drinks already. Yeah.
Slides into the booth. Why don't you introduce me to your friend here?
Of course, your loyal hound shall oblige you in this, as always. This here is Mara Basran, a scholar, as it were, who is very interested in those capable of procuring items of a certain, perhaps occult provenance. Is that not right, my dear? Looks at her. You can see he's close to calling her a frog, but then my noble salamander. And Mara just, well, yes, we are interested in such items, and there is one specifically that has arrived in Doskvol very recently. It has come here by ship. Some rumors say it was found in the depths of the sea. Others say it has come from the Imperial City. Anyway, there is a collector of such things in Night Market who wishes to display it for wealthy guests. But we think it has certain uses that would be very much wasted if it was used as a display piece. We would pay you well if you were to retrieve it for us.
We?
Yes, we. I am part of a consortium of sorts, and we could, well, we definitely have some coin to spare. She just licks her lips at that. Looks a little nervous that she gave up that there's a we involved. Anyway, that doesn't need to concern you right now. The job pays well, and that is really all.
I would hope so, considering the tremendous danger that might be posed for someone procuring such an item.
Oh, I don't think there's a danger there. That is a lie, by the way. Eloji has a new ability, which is like looking into a mirror, which means Eloji can now always tell when somebody is lying, even when it's really bad. And Eloji might not want to know the truth. It's, the collector is really just a merchant trying to host it for the mystery and exoticism of it all. That is not a lie.
Well then, shall we discuss the potential payments?
Gladly. Then I, your loyal hound, shall leave you to your business. And perhaps we shall reconvene later, just you and I.
My loyal hound, I would love nothing more.
Gets up and while walking away, just gives you a little brush on the shoulder. And elsewhere,
I'm the loyal hound. I'm part of the crew. Who the fuck is that?
Well, where is the loyal hound? Where's Carrion? And
The
what does
actual loyal
Carrion
hound?
do?
Where is the actual loyal hound?
I think we cut back to the let me think. I think we cut back to Carrion in the divination corner. And I think after the conversation with Honorata, I wonder if as part of getting in a little bit better with the Dimmer sisters, perhaps Carrion is performing some kind of rite on the tower. I would like to tick the clock forward for the Dimmer sisters, yes.
Yeah, right. So we'll go here very quickly. What action rating do you use for this?
I would like to use a tune.
Mm-hmm. And how much do you have in a tune?
Only one. That is
okay.
a skill I'm...
Then it goes up by 1.
Awesome.
Which still means if you tick it again with a rating of 2 at some point, then it's just going to be filled.
Yes. Awesome. I think Karen is also going to heal a little bit. He still has a pretty gnarled gash along his shoulder blade from the bone horror, so he's tending to that with some more herbal medicines, not necessarily with necessarily the most medically accurate practices. And I think he is going to, for his skill for the skill acquisition or the special ability acquisition, he's going to be taking Survivor, which allows him to subsist on what exists out there in the Deathlands and makes him immune to the miasma, which he was previously during the Unity War. And you see some of the useless or the non-valuable bones, I should say, from the heist, as you see Carrion is grinding them up in a mortar and pestle, breaking them down into bone meal, and is basically inhaling it to reacclimate himself to the toxins out there in the Deathlands.
Diogenes just sits nearby, just looks, turning his neck like a bird would do. Yes. Consume them. Regain your power. There is much work to be done yet.
And I think Carrion will even begin to ingest the remaining bone meal into his mouth and start swallowing it.
And that's when we'll move on. Elsewhere in Doskvol, we see 2 children in rags huddled together nearby a canal. when all of a sudden the currents begin to shift and change, and out of the canal emerges once again the Magindara. Children look very frightened and confused. The demon just extends a hand. But whatever he has planned for them, that's not our story. Our story sees us in the store of a Mr. Cedric Fulk, where we also see Multo.
Hi. Cedric.
Hi. Oh, you just say hi in character. Okay.
I do. I walk in, forgotten everything the bad thing I just did with the Magandara earlier. I get to see Cedric, who I have established Molto is into. I goes, hi.
How old, just by the way, how old is Multo?
He's 26.
Cedric is about twice his age, but we don't, just saying it. Yeah. Multo.
This is
I
prime
believe we had
26-year-old behavior, by the way. This is prime 26-year-old behavior.
I don't think I did that at the time, but who really knows? It's so long ago. I don't remember. Anyway. Multo, I believe we had established, yes.
Yes.
Are you there to sell a few wares then? I've heard that you went on a little trip.
We did a couple of things that we would like to sell, cool down our, reputation a little bit.
Oh, believe me, the reputation that you have gained doing this will serve you quite well. But first, perhaps we shall discuss what you want to sell and how discreet, I shall say, I will be in handling this, how careful, how many palms I will have to grease.
I would like as little information about us coming out as possible. I understand that can't be helped completely, but that is my goal. We're not ready to be popular just yet.
Oh, certainly. So, I think what you can do here is you can sell essentially everything you've got from the Deathlands. That will give you a total of 16 coin. You're keeping the dagger that was...
Yeah, the one that stabbed me, my beloved, the one who came to me and loves me.
Yeah.
I can't sell that. We have a bond.
No, of course not. It's going to get 1 heat per 4 coins.
Okay.
If you do that, you will go up a wanted level, or you can spend coin equal to the heat that you want to prevent.
Are we? I would be okay with doing that. How much would that be then? So if I'm selling 16 worth of stuff,
you would be sacrificing 4 coin to eliminate the equivalent amount of heat. So we would be instead getting 12 coin.
Mm-hmm.
I'm okay with that.
I think 12 coin is still a lot of money.
Yes.
And considering how much heat we already have, I think that is acceptable. Yeah.
I will do that with Cedric. I will point at the stuff that we would like to sell, and I would grease his palms, basically.
Oh, I mean, Cedric is your loyal fence at this point, much like a loyal hound. But he's going to have to pay a few people. So,
Yes.
yeah. You gain quite a few silver pieces for the items that you sell. Now that that's concluded, Multo, why don't you have a seat? There's another offer that I have received.
Oh, I thought we were gonna go to non-work related topics, but I can still do work stuff with you.
Looks a bit confused at that, adjusts his reading glasses that he needs at his advanced age. And
I love how Janis continues to remind me that Cedric is old.
Hey, this guy's a
and
fucking
Molto is
dinosaur, okay?
he's
He's a
52,
what are you
but
doing,
it's like-
Molto? Anyway,
people in
completely
Doskvol don't
flies
live the
over,
healthiest lives.
Molto's
So
head.
like he's like 50 going on 60 kind of. Anyway, there has been a recent arrival in our city.
Oh,
And yes, apparently some collector in Night Market has had something shipped in. Nobody quite knows where it's from. Some artifact, a stone slab with some writings on them. I have received word from an intermediary, but I'm quite certain that it is going to be, you know, our old acquaintance, his lordship. Doesn't really want to say the name Scarlock, but you know,
yeah.
that's it.
It's kind of like the boogeyman or Mary, whatever her name is. You don't say
There's
the name unless you're
probably a
ready.
belief that yes,
Yeah.
if you say the name Scarlock, Scarlock will know who said it and when and where.
I want to
Whether
keep that
that's
in my
true or not,
pocket for
who
later.
knows? Yeah.
For later ideas
Yeah.
that may or may not be sexy. Um,
Okay.
Uh,
that may or may not be sexy. All right.
probably. But yeah. Oh, did he ask for us specifically?
He did at that. Of course, I may
Interesting.
acquire a different crew if you do not have the time or otherwise capacity, but you were mentioned, indeed.
It's nice to be remembered by people such as him.
That it is. Until it is not, of course.
Well, we just have to make it worth it to be remembered.
Indeed, and he did offer quite a tidy sum.
I will discuss with my crew. And when do you need an answer?
Oh, there is an exhibition of this new artifact or piece. And then it might be moved into a vault somewhere. I believe there is a window of opportunity of 3 days hence.
I see. Then you shall know if we decide to take it during that time.
That is wonderful to hear. A pleasure, as always.
Pleasure's all mine. Unless you want to share. the
Another
pleasure.
slightly confused look because did they say it like that?
Clearly,
Yeah,
I did. But also, if Mr. Cedric is not gonna jump on the opportunity of this hot 26-year-old, Cedric is gonna Molto is gonna bow and take his leave with some money in his pocket.
Elogi, you have a few projects perhaps still to finish. preparations to make before it's time to go out there again. Where do we find Eloji?
So, Energy is spending some time with their old friend, or well, no, his very new friend, Tasha, uh, who uh, mm, this time they are in Tasha's dingy apartment. Uh, mm, and he's looking around. Tasha's like offering him a drink, and says, "So, uh, you know, most people when they live someplace try to have art or something else to make the place presentable, livable."
Look, I know this isn't what you joined the codes for. I just got saddled with this shit precinct here in Six Towers where nothing ever comes through. You can't really just, struggles for words to say that there aren't enough opportunities for corruption in Six Towers. It's a very quiet district. We don't really get a lot of pay.
I would argue that it's not a quiet district. I
Oh,
think maybe you just don't know
I mean,
where
we
to
did get attacked, but that was really it's the first thing that ever happened to me here.
I mean, look on the bright side, though. You have less paperwork to deal with.
I mean, one of us died there. It's actually more work now, but not that. And that sounds a bit heartless, honestly. But it's
I think you're
you just have
allowed to
to.
be selfish every so often.
I mean, it's not like anybody else is looking out for us out there. We got attacked by some massive guy, like 7 feet, and if there hadn't been just somebody else, probably some other gang member, just shooting him, I think I'd be dead now. And do you think they even replaced the guy that died? Oh,
Well, lucky for you that you have friends in certain places to keep an eye
certain
out for you.
places. Are
You're
those
welcome,
your
by the way.
places then? Oh, I do appreciate it. Don't get me wrong. I mean,
No,
the
I
park
mean
was
for
nice.
keeping you alive that night.
Huh? You were the shooter?
So, there's bound to be at some point or another some more paperwork that comes through your precinct. Maybe it's about someone like me or someone I know. I think it'd be best for both of us if that paperwork were to disappear. Don't you think?
I
And
mean,
like I said, you could
I would
use some
like to.
arts. Maybe
I
some new
could use
shoes.
some art. I could use some art. I could use some new shoes. I could use better wine than this. I could also use somebody who can shoot a rifle like that on my side, not against me. All of that, sure. All for some paperwork to disappear.
Every so often, yes.
Every so often. I think I need to check our archives. Was nice though. And I think you've You're probably using a social skill, and that means the clock is now full.
Mhm.
So reduce your crew heat by 1, and we're going to move on. Elsewhere in Doskvol, again, the huge frame of Ulf Ironborn, the very man that Carrion shot a few days ago. His flesh now knitted, his bones mended, and his light blue eyes very much looking alive. He enters one of the old mansions of Six Towers. A lot of them have been converted to just very, very cheap and increasingly overcrowded living arrangements as the rich families moved away after the Lost District fell, and poorer people moved in, which recently have been refugees from Scotland after the Unity War. For once, Ulf is without his axe, but that axe is going to see action soon again. Six Towers, as just dilapidated as it is now, is ready for an axe to cleave through it, and for Ironborn and his people to leave their mark, unless you do it first. Anyway, he enters a crowded room, smelling of just smoke, alcohol, sweat, and 7 faces immediately turn towards him, waiting for his command. But while Ironborn and his people plan their next score, I think it's also time for the Revenants, minus Taibhse, who is still locked up in her room, to reconvene. Where do we find you all together?
Are we at the tower?
Yeah.
I think Carrion is probably the most of a homebody of everyone here outside of maybe Taibhse. You see Carrion is sitting at like a communal dining area and is holding up the newspaper that just got released, stating some of the recent news, including a drowning in the river by a mysterious ghost-like apparition, as well as the report of the Scotland attack on the police department.
Multa's probably in one of the chairs, like one of the couches, and in front of him is one of his trashy romance novels that he has on his lap. But he's not reading it. He's looking out the window and just staring out. Every now and then you hear like flips of the pages, but you don't see him read, but he's flipping the pages of the book like he is reading. But yeah, he's waiting for someone to speak, because I know someone will, and Molto is not ready to be the first one to speak at the moment. I think somebody needs to talk about the thing that happened at the Deathlands.
I think Carrion throws the newspaper on the ground. Fucking disgraceful. I thought we were supposed to be quiet.
Are you unhappy with the quality of journalism these days, Carrion?
I am unhappy that for a supposed gang of thieves, we've made the newspaper twice on one page.
She will pick it up, kind of skim through it. I mean, I don't mention us directly. We're still working in the shadows here.
don't trust them. I've already heard that people know about our escapades in the museum.
Yes.
And do you know where they got their sources from, Elogi?
Maybe the nails? Maybe the bluecoats?
Do not mention the nails to me. It was from the fucking spirits, the dead people. Because you ran your mouth out there and you almost got us killed.
I remember it differently.
I remembered it how it was. You decided to abandon us as we finished the score. We were done. It was over.
There was something I had to do.
We did have to do something. We had to bring Taibhse back and figure out what was happening. And you thought it was better to leave us behind and run off on your own in a city full of dead people who want us dead.
I don't know. It's complicated.
I think Ariel just smacks you. I don't think you get it. We are a crew. We work together. If you have something you want to do, you tell us. You don't just run off on your own like some coward.
I am not.
Molto. This could easily get out of hand.
On the side, you suddenly hear the book snap shut. Now that we've had that out of the way, I understand that we're all frustrated with each other, and that's okay. That happens. Elogi, I understand why you did what you did, but we can't have that happen again. We all almost died. I don't want us to die. We will come back.
Fine. Fine. The next time we go out there,
We will make plans. And we will take our time. The Deathlands is big, dangerous. And if we want to be successful, we have to make plans.
right. Plans.
I understand my plans are not the greatest, and it has caused a lot of problems. But
I wasn't going to say it.
we were all thinking it, including myself. But that doesn't mean we shouldn't be making them. Maybe we should be making them together, which was the difference from my plans last time, where I made it all on my own.
I got an offer from the Dimmer sisters. Some scientist stole a spirit. Should get it back. She offered us turf in exchange.
I also, and at this point, as he's bringing up the offer that he got, there's a slight smile on his face. I also met with Cedric, and he too has a job. It would bring us in contact again with certain creature that we met before. Trying not to say his name. And then Molto does this. Which is like his signal for vampire.
Very subtle.
I know, super subtle. Molto is like the subtlest. Goes, how do you feel about that? And then Molto does look at the sounds that Taibhse's making. I don't know if our creature would like that.
No, I don't believe Dive's the biggest fan of him.
No.
I also heard of a job. Foghounds brought it to me. Some collector wants an artifact. I came into the city recently.
You do, by the way, hear at first just one wailing shriek from upstairs. Then it's weirdly enough joined by a second one that sounds a bit muffled, as if it's coming from a doll, perhaps.
Taibhse and her toys. So, 3 jobs. Which one would we like?
I do not want to continue coasting on goodwill with the witches. Crossing a witch, a sorceress, could be dangerous. Should take the job with them.
Sorry. Also, as you discuss the specifics of the job, you do realize that 2 of them are the same, just with different people asking you to do them.
Cool.
Is your collector a scientist?
No.
Oh, no. So the ones that are the same
I believe
are the...
Skurlock wants the same artifacts.
Gotcha.
As the one that Foghounds. Yeah.
Yeah.
Those are both going to take you to the same collector's house in Night Market, which is the just newly rich district with a rail station in the south. And the other one is more local and is just going to take you to a lonely scientist's basement or house. We'll see.
So, getting in good with the sisters would be very beneficial.
And as much as I would like for both Elogi and Molto to get laid, I think the Dimmer sisters would be the better option here, just because Taibhse probably does not want to do a job involving Skurlock at the moment, and I'm trying to pacify the screaming banshee upstairs or next door,
I mean,
whichever.
If you do the job for the Foghounds, you would deny Skurlock indirectly. You would also piss Skurlock off. So,
and I would
something
like
is
to
going
not
happen
do
anyway.
that.
Yeah.
Honestly,
Mhm.
I may not want to do the job because Taibhse is unhappy with the patron, but I also don't want to piss off said patron by giving it to someone else.
Let him be pissed. If Taibhse already does not have a good standing with him, he's probably not worth keeping as an ally anyway.
Yes, but I would like to finalize that at a later time.
Not an ally
Try to
and
milk.
an enemy are different things. Honestly,
I like to milk that as much as possible.
Even
Feel
if he
good,
burns what he is, he's still wealthy and connected. That's dangerous in and of itself.
Yes. He did ask for us directly.
So that's concerning. I'm going to say
Is it?
that.
We did a really good job.
Yes, but that means we're on his radar. If he knows us well enough to ask for us, that means that we're potentially something of interest to him. I don't want to be of interest to that kind of individual.
Well, we each have our opinions in that regard, and that's why I would prefer to serve
Mm,
the sisters this time around. He didn't really say that we have to do it, that we had the choice in the matter. So I say we choose not to mess with that situation and focus on the sisters.
Carry on. The possibility that Taibhse's door upstairs flings open and they rush downstairs notwithstanding, it seems like your vote will break the tie between Elogi and Multo here. So it's time to perhaps put your foot down.
I think Carrion is remembering Ula, and in this moment, falls back a bit on old habits and says,
We're helping the witches. More turf is good for us.
And then we skip ahead. A little bit later, Taibhse's wailing upstairs has subsided. You are drawing up plans. You are being sent to a private residence. But if it is a scientist dealing in spirits, it's perhaps not so much what kind of concerted defenses you have to overcome, but more like all the things in there that could go wrong and break and what could be released. So there are multiple ways that I could see this going. You could just sneak in, as you often do. You could also, you have a bottled ghost. You could also try and try and turn this into a more social approach to buy your way in with said bottled ghost, or whatever else you desire, really.
I think a man of his profession might approach a delicate hand kinder than a backhand.
Oh, are we having delicate hands now?
Can always
Yes.
change it back.
Molto places a hand on both of them. Let's plan this. Elogi as the one with the most delicate of hands. You might be the one that we will be relying on in this area if we're going to go and do this.
I could talk my way in, and
You always could.
if really necessary, I could talk us all in.
So, is your approach then going to be a social one? And in that case, what is the social connection that you use? The connection in this case can actually be the ghost that you have bottled up. It's a non-standard social connection because it's not really a social one, but you have something to get your way in there.
right.
I feel like that's a good connection.
I think that's our strongest. I don't think that we otherwise have any direct inns. So I think we should just pull on that string.
Yeah.
Mhm. Then, the following day, you, as purveyors of spiritual goods, as I imagine, make your way to the house of this scientist. This is the house of Horatio Bellwether, an old family. Molto actually knows a few of his relatives from the university. Not him
Right.
personally, though. Yeah.
Right. Professors and stuff.
Yeah,
My God.
he is not a professor. His research
He's the
is a
sources,
bit off the
basically. I've
grid.
read
Yeah.
books by him.
Yeah,
or
these
somebody.
are not books that you can freely buy. This is the kind of research that the spirit wardens do not look kindly on. But you've heard of him at least. You make your way there with your bottled pianist in his spirit bottle, ready to see what you can do once you're inside there and retrieve a very special ghost. You've been given a description of a secured metallic spirit bottle reserved for a very powerful ghost. And we will see what transpires there after the break. Before we go on break, though, we also see, after you leave, very soon after, the pale figure of Taibhse also exits the tower, floating down the street more than she walks, and disappears into an alleyway. It's actually the same alleyway that we saw Carrion and Sister Honorata in the very beginning. And Taibhse just traces an invisible outline on the facade of a building there, one of the many just derelict, crumbling buildings of 6 towers. There's nothing to be seen there, but then Taibhse produces a ghostly key from somewhere, and it disappears into the wall. A ghostly door opens, and Taibhse is swallowed up by the world in between. Nobody that doesn't have your eyes for the ghostly echoes in Doskvol could possibly understand what just happened there. Luckily,
Sweet.
the only witness. Luckily, the only witness there is just a very confused newsboy that's just scratching his head through his cap now and just like, huh? What? As Taibhse, just disappears for now. As we will for the next 10 minutes. We'll be back after the break. See you then, everybody.
Incredible.
And we return.
Oh,
And we are
we're still big with thumbs.
Why are you, Prince?
We were doing it.
You
for
sell
fun.
out. You narc.
And then you just stopped when we went live so that Janis didn't see us keep going the thumbs.
I only saw Gleiser, I think.
Dang it.
Anyway, you have been sent to a district in, not district, a neighborhood in 6 Towers called The Teeth. You are near Hemlock Court at the private residence of the Bellwether family, or really just one of them. It is an extended family. It looks, again, just slightly dilapidated. There is a garden that at first to you looks just completely wild as something gets you. Like most plants that are still growing are just weeds and shrubbery. Trees have mostly just cease to exist apart from a few kinds of them. To the more or less trained eye, though, which all of you probably are, you will realize that some of them have chemical properties or could be used as poisons. But anyway, this slightly derelict, overgrown estate is where Mr. Bellwether, Dr. Bellwether, in fact, disgraced as he may be now in academic circles, will await you. So, I think you're probably not going to be going in with a conspicuous load. Unless,
No.
unless Carrion wants his rifle. Yeah.
I think that'd be a bad idea.
I think discreet would be the choice here.
Okay. I mean, you all mark that. I don't necessarily need to know that until it comes up. But if Carrion goes in with a conspicuous load, you may not be admitted inside if you just show up with a rifle on your back.
No, it's Garen's definitely gonna be discreet for this for sure.
Yeah, okay. Then you approach. Like we said, this is a social, well, an attempt to get in with your social graces. You bring the gift of bottled pianist, so that gives you an extra die on the engagement roll. I don't think there's anything else that's particularly relevant here, so I think you're just going to roll 2 dice on the engagement roll, and Prince can do the honors because Elogi is going to present the bottle.
Yes.
Alright.
You know, the pianist.
Mhm.
You're gonna present the pianist.
Mhm.
Are you just going to say it until captions get it wrong, or?
I mean, I don't think they will get it wrong.
Yeah, probably. All right, a 6. You're going to be in a controlled position when you go in, which really means, yeah, the door gets opened. You're led inside. There are not really any suspicious implements, but there are things just lining the walls, scribbled papers. There's even a ghost bottle just left very carelessly out in the open. It is looking very untidy in here.
Mm.
It smells a little rotten from the kitchen area even. And there are just tools of the trade and the research of Dr. Bellwether just strewn about. This is a man that looks to be extremely absorbed by his work. You present the bottle. How do you introduce yourself to him? Like, who are you in this moment? Do you have any aliases?
Pleasure. I'm Dr. Sycamore. These are my associates, Dr. Ashcroft and Dr. Covenant.
Dr.
And
Covenant,
I would
you
be
say.
Dr. Ashcroft.
Yes, you have the air of an archaeologist about you, I would say.
Yes,
And,
yes.
and that was to Dr. Ashcroft. Wait, who is Ashcroft again? Geyser, is that you? Or
That would be me.
okay. Okay, then it was to Dr. Covenant, as just Carrion walks in with just the very rugged gear that he has. Dr. Ashcroft, have we met before? I can't
believe-
quite place you, but I think
No, but I do move in these circles. I actually got your name from the Sagani family.
The Isagani. You know, I could swear that you bear a certain resemblance to one of them. Is there any relation, perhaps?
Well, I am dating one of the daughters in the Isagai, and you spend enough time with them. They say you start to look alike. So
How wonderful. That's. I'm very glad to hear that. Prince, that's a lie. He's for some reason not happy about hearing about dating. Um, meanwhile,
Does
this
he
is
want to
your
date
first role.
me? What?
Oh, we'll see. But
Oh,
yeah,
perfect.
this is
Don't
your
worry.
first role.
I'll
Somebody
work
needs to
on that
convince
as soon
him
as I know
that
it.
there is not an Isagani in front of him, because otherwise.
Mm, uh, mm, so we could talk, shop about uh, various institutions all day, but I'm I'm here because of your research. We're here because of
Oh,
your research.
yes. Of course, I've seen the unfortunate soul that you brought me. Of course, uh, yes. I'm. He's still kind of not transfixed, but just very confused by the presence of Malik Isagani, as he would recognize him. But I mean, clearly that's Mr. or Dr. Ashcroft, isn't it? Somebody should convince him that this is in fact not Malik Isagani, but a person called Ashcroft.
Yes.
Yeah.
Mm,
Um, I would like to make a roll to convince him that I am not Malik Isagani. And I would like to do a flashback to add to that role.
Oh, sure.
Yeah, I I basically went through all of my so like maybe like a few days before the uh the score. I looked through all of my different disguises. I was like, like fake noses and hats and like
Mhm.
uh and I was just like, I don't really want to cut my hair. And does it anyway. Like
Oh.
fully shaves his head. So he's bald now. And
Okay.
like he's on sabbatical. It doesn't matter. That's what you do on sabbatical. So fully shaves his head. So he had come into this appointment like, and Dr. Isagani is well known for like how he loves his hair. Somehow that
okay.
is part of his like whole thing.
it's
And
nice hair.
him coming in, he has nice hair. So he shaves his head. And you know how sometimes people with shaved head look really different from when they had
Yeah.
hair. So there's that, and then also, um, uh, he wears glasses. So he's like he puts on like
Right.
different
Yeah.
looking glasses. So um, that's the flashbacks. Like I feel like I can pretend to be not Isagani, like Malik Isagani. He might recognize me as somebody related to him, but
Yeah.
I'll just lie out of my ass
Okay.
there later.
Yeah.
That'll be fine.
Um,
Uh,
for sacrificing your hair, I will say this doesn't cost you any stress. It just costs you self-respect, and
it's
you
fine.
can just
First of
roll.
all, people with shaved heads look really good. I have to
Thank you.
convince you, Janis, you have a shaved head.
Yeah. I mean, you can see my hairline. I don't really have much of a choice in the matter anymore. But anyway, yeah, you can just roll. You are in a controlled position. The effect level here is just going to be standard. You will convince him. If you want to have a greater effect, if you want to just spin this entire identity around Dr. Ashcroft or do something else, like you can trade position for effect or something, or trade one of your dice trade your flashback die for increased effect. If you have an idea, otherwise just going to be control position and it's just going to work.
I'm
or
gonna
not.
ditch Ashcroft as soon as I'm done with him. I don't see.
Yeah.
Well, maybe I don't know yet. I think. I'm looking for my dice stuff. It would be.
This
Would it be a?
sounds very much like consort to
It would be a
me.
consort, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
And then I get the bonus die for the flashback, right? If I want to have like a greater resolution.
I'm gonna just give that to you. Yeah. Usually you would make the roll during the flashback, but it's fine.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
I mean,
I have
we
so much
can say
screens
that.
open.
Yeah. No, it's. I don't really. This isn't the most important roll, so just
Yeah.
give yourself the extra die. You will have to be Dr. Ashcroft, and you have shaved hair now, which other
Yes,
characters
that is-
will notice and mention.
It's
So
okay.
this is really,
I think I've been
giving you
spending the
devil's advocate
time with
of
my
shaved
friends
hair.
with a
Yeah.
hat on. I think that's
Yeah.
what I've been doing. Trying to find Roll20 on all of my stuff. And
Okay,
it is
hang on.
making it difficult for me.
I will roll for you while you look. And
Perfect.
consort position is controlled. I get a bonus die. And you needed that. It's a 1 and a 1 and a 5.
Oh my god.
Perfect, really.
Yeah, so you succeed in convincing him that you are Dr. Ashcroft. Certainly. So his suspicion will not go up. But
Perfect.
as you describe who you are as Dr. Ashcroft, you just let something slip that really gets his attention and that you don't know a lot about, but he would. And what is that? Everybody else can also make suggestions.
So it's something that Malik doesn't know, or Dr. Ashcroft doesn't know, but he knows, or
No,
Dr. Ashcroft claims that he knows.
You claim as Dr. Ashcroft that you know about it, but you as Malik or Molto just don't have a fucking clue about it. But unfortunately, that's going to be Dr. Bellwether's special interest.
Special interest, his little hyper focus.
Mhm.
Music ghosts.
Okay. Right. So, yeah. What do you claim about how you got into the possession of the pianist in a bottle? That happens to be important, yes.
I claim that I got this pianist ghost from other ghost collectors who collect different music ghosts specifically.
Oh, yes, I have heard of that. The music of forgotten times, sometimes long lost by the ages. See, I was... Now, this is, of course, information that I should not necessarily be privy to, but I have heard that sometimes they even put these spirits into hulls and have them perform. Have you ever been to such a performance? Not that I have, of course. That's a lie, by the way, Eloji. The most absurd lie you've ever heard a man tell. He has been to multiple of those performances.
I've never really had the pleasure, but I am interested in learning more about hulls and stuff. So, yes, I would love to. Do you know of places? I know you said you've never been, but do you know where they usually hold these kinds of events?
Oh, I was sure that somebody with your professional interest would be rather knowledgeable about this.
Doctor,
oh, well, yes.
I think we're getting a bit off track. I mean, this is fascinating,
right?
Discussion, but perhaps we could get back to the core of your research.
It is, in many ways, the core of my research. You see, the memories of the dead, or perhaps the essence of them. Just, I mean, look outside, look at the dim sun hanging in the sky. That we have all lost so much, so many claimed by the catastrophe and by then just the misery of the world. Wouldn't it be wonderful if we could bring some of it back, just the culture and all that we have lost? By the way, since it is always like looking in a mirror for you, he's not lying, but there's something much more personal there.
Yes. I mean, we have all lost so much. I'm fascinated. What spurred this line of research for you? Mm,
Oh, it's a long-running interest. Dr. Ashcroft here will confirm, I believe. Wait, Dr. Ashcroft, still just hyper-focused right now.
Right.
You don't get him out of that. You mentioned other collectors. Might I have their names? And this is where you need to deceive him and give him
Cool.
names, or just
Of course,
distract
of
him.
course.
maybe perhaps we shouldn't give out
Later.
names just yet.
Later.
It's as you might understand, like this is very controversial research, and
They're very shy about it. But I will ask for their permission, and I will reach out to you about it if you'd like. If you could give me a card, a letter to send.
Oh, certainly. I have. No, I do not have cards. Well, that just takes some just yellowed stained paper from somewhere and scribbles on it. Here, of course.
I would have to ask for their
just-
permission. I can't just give out names, of course.
Oh, yes.
You know
but-
how it is with journalists and sources and all of their, yeah.
Oh, journalists.
They're
I
trying to
was
find our
not-
collectors, and I don't want it to be leaking out.
yes, we're trying to prevent the journalist. You see,
Yes.
Right. Yes. Right.
but your research.
Yes, my research. It is.
What kind of ghosts do you collect?
Oh, I do not collect them. It is. I intend to. How shall I say? It's my interest in how how they stay, and how some of them manage to attach themselves to the living, possession, as it were. A terrible thing. And even
Even
knows
Molto can tell he was lying.
but yeah, everybody there knows that he doesn't think that's entirely terrible, does he? Like, that's a lie that not just Elogi recognizes.
Terrible.
Yes,
Terrible indeed. The worst thing, really.
But
Just
fast.
looks around.
Agrees with him. Like that's
He looks like he's about to nervously giggle, but catches himself. Yes, it's very fascinating how some ghosts, which some claim are just echoes of the living, but they seem to attach themselves, merge with the flesh anew, and live anew, you could almost say, although that is, of course, most heretical.
Have a second chance.
Yes, quite heretical.
Would you go so far as to call it a second chance then? If you want to get something out of him here.
I mean, that's what they believe, of
that's-
course. This is all research, really, written down in books.
Would you
Not
think of it
easily
as a second
accessible books.
chance?
Well, I would. As I said, my academic interests, and he just begins talking. And if you want to stop dancing around this, somebody here needs to roll to get him to open up a little.
Dr. Ashcroft, would you like to roll, or should I?
I have found the I only have I go ahead.
Well, if we want to be a little bit more forceful, I could roll command and say we need to get moving.
Yeah, I mean, you can command him. Command, I think, is mostly for groups, but it is
No,
also just
you
force
can-
of personality. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
yeah. You could just say we need to get moving, or something else. Sure.
Yeah.
I like command.
Yeah, I could give yeah.
Just let's cut to the chase.
Yeah.
And then 1 stress or 2 stress to boost the roll.
I can give foresight if you want it, so
Sure.
that you assist. And then I'll talk
How
about what I
does
did.
Molto's foresight come into play here?
So I've basically spent time with just like Kieran has spent time with me teaching me how to fight with weapons. I've spent time with Kieran teaching him how to fight with academic words, the kind of words that you would use to, you know, academic jargon.
Yeah, maneuver around academic space is easier.
Yeah.
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 That is the
Good, yeah.
foresight. Aha!
Yeah.
I like it. Command. This is controlled.
I think you're still controlled. Yeah, it's moving towards risky because you're discussing extremely illegal stuff, but for now, you're still in a controlled position.
And then 1 extra die. Okay. Wow. Carrion's not good at this.
Okay, what does Carrion say here?
I think Carrion is he hates academics so much. Like these people are the first people to get chained up and thrown in the brig like during a war for like us to use against the enemy. Like the fact that we're like at their behest right now drives Carrion mad. And I think he a little bit louder and deeper than he intended, he says, "The ghosts. We are here for the ghosts."
And that is going to definitely increase his suspicion level, as he just looks very startled all of a sudden, still thinking about his research, but also musical ghosts. One ghost, I thought, not multiple.
Doctor,
What do
Doctor,
you mean? No. What is your meaning, Doctor Covenant?
let's be
I think
each other here.
I think
Go ahead.
Carrion is just gonna say like for the excavations.
Exclamation. You have to forgive Dr. Covenant here.
There will be no
he-
excavations here. What is?
Not in your house.
I'm
Sorry.
also not available to sponsor any expeditions if this is what you're asking.
Sorry, Doctor. Acrosian is not Dr. Covenant's first language.
You see Carrion just turn to Molto and just start speaking Severosi just to cover a little bit.
And language, second languages are very difficult.
Yes,
So-
yes, of course. You just see him. Well, shall we then? Proceeds, but proceeds to a sitting room. But as he passes a set of drawers, his hands just seem to look for something, that like he's trying to find or just press something there.
Mhm.
observing him while he's doing this.
Yeah, if you're very quiet, you hear something click. But then you're in a sitting room and discuss the details of the transactions. Well, you have the ghost of a pianist I have, of course, gathered, and
Yes.
I expect you will wish for some payment for this.
I mean, what greater payment can there be than knowledge?
Knowledge in what kind of knowledge do you presume I would have then for you? After all, you seem to be in the same field as I.
Doctor, there's, as you know, there's so much that we could learn, but are painfully stymied by, shall we say, the norms of the times. And mm, if if we could just learn more about and from these spirits, echoes, ghosts,
Beings that can
Beings,
still communicate
yes.
with us.
and
As you say that, Molto, his eyes wander a little bit in the sitting room.
Mhm.
Two,
I would like to pay attention.
yeah. Unlike Tasha, unlike that poor, unfortunate soul Tasha, he has quite a bit of artwork around here. A lot of it seems to be just randomly assembled, not particularly curated, but there are quite a few portraits and photographs showing either him with a woman or just that specific woman, much younger than he is now. Flowing hair,
Got it.
a little thin, perhaps, a little waifish, ephemeral.
Sweet. Sick. Probably.
You could possibly, yeah.
Got
Doctor,
it.
if you could just, there's so much we hope that you have learned, and if you could trust us.
It's well, I will say that I am usually more suspicious of somebody simply offering me a ghost, but there's something I was very particularly interested in here, which is that you described it as a pianist, and it is not just my fascination with the music, but also, does that mean that you have witnessed this spirit play?
I would like to walk up to one of the portraits that has him and this girl. We have.
So you have seen
Have you?
the ghost display behaviors in life that he would have in life, not just
Echoes, no.
yeah.
Have you had any experience like that?
Experiences with ghosts like that. Yes, they come with the territory, really, the profession.
Not like that, but seeing them in such a way that makes you believe that they're beings. And I'm staring straight at the portrait.
Yeah,
or is that what you want?
This is that as well. I mean, I have trained to become able to do so, and ever since, of course, I have. There's a must for my work. And Elogi, that is a lie. There was definitely something before then.
Mm.
Is that what you want? To see a being and have another chance?
But that is a very a justice shot very uncomfortably. I must.
I place a hand on
Yeah.
his hand.
And I'm going to ask you for a roll.
Yes, I would love a roll.
Because
But
he's just very
it is a
flustered
very
now.
it's a trying to be a very comforting hand.
Yeah,
I know
the
how it
position is
feels.
still moving towards risky now because he's a little
sure.
suspicious, and you
I'm
get
trying to
very
be like,
personal immediately.
yeah, very
You
personal.
met
I'm
this
like,
man like 10 minutes ago and are talking about
Yeah.
what you assume is his dead partner.
yeah, and I would go, I know how it feels, and that's when I would try to make the roll of would it be consort or sway?
That is closer to sway. Consort is usually more just professional. But it can also be a connection from your background. So I would allow consort. I think it's closer to sway though. Are you deceiving him though? If you're deceiving him, then that's just sway.
I'm
Probably.
I don't think
mean,
I'm deceiving him.
Okay.
I'm telling him that I've lost people
yeah.
that I've wanted to bring back. So I'm
Yeah,
trying to
okay.
connect to that.
Yeah. I think if that's the case, I will actually start a clock for that.
Okay.
And say that you just connect with him. And you can roll with standard effect. So you will take 2 boxes or take 2 segments if that succeeds.
So are we doing sway then?
Yeah.
Okay.
Sway or
Alright.
consort. That doesn't matter to me.
Then I will do consort because I have 2
Yeah.
pips in that.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
And then the position is still
Risky.
Okay.
Yeah.
Effect is standard.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
No bonus dice. Well, I got 6.
Okay. All right, then here's the clock, and I will immediately take it twice as he just... you have noticed her pictures, I see. Yes, I mean, I think many of us that come into this field do so for very personal reasons. Is it for you?
I have
As well,
loved and
then.
lost before.
Lost permanently then to
Yes.
the spirit worlds, yes. See, that is where I may be in a privileged position to still have kept hold of her.
You still have her then?
I do. It's just a matter of what to do with her essence now. I cannot simply let her loose. She would...
Has she talked
An
to you?
unhoused spirit. I've attempted to, but it's...
She hasn't responded.
Oh, she has responded. It's more what she has responded. And,
I see.
have you ever seen a spirit bound when the
Unhappy.
spirit is not ready? Yes. You have to think at this moment, involuntarily or not, of the doll that Taibhse has fashioned, which, yeah, is
Do you know what it takes for a spirit to bond with a body in the way we discussed earlier?
Um, that is, in fact, what I'm attempting to research right now.
Molto
that is-
smiles, but doesn't say anything.
Because I know that there are places one might find a living body that does not have a spirit. A situation that might be beneficial to.
That would be the ideal case to reattach her to an empty vessel. But it could not, of course, be an unliving thing. We know these are, well, motile, capable of certain things that they were in life, but unfeeling, possibly unthinking.
But if the body is alive,
Yes, that would be. Of course, then there are certain ethical concerns of a living body rarely being without a spirit unless certain requirements are met. He is trying to dance around
Right.
his intention being possession here, but yeah, that is
and if
clear
I
enough
can,
to you.
and if I can secure you such a body,
How would you, I have attempted that, but even when I was still in the good graces of the university, that proved nearly impossible.
Having different resources, being able
Different
to access different
resources.
things.
I'm going to say you can make another roll here. I will automatically tick the suspicion clock, but you can convince him that you have these.
who
The
was
resources.
Yeah, and that will get him to open up, definitely. But the suspicion does go up because
yeah.
he is aware of what you're saying here.
Yeah, yeah. I
Like,
feel
you
like
have different resources. Well, that means something.
above table, to the three of us, we're trying to get a ghost that's in a thing.
Yeah.
Do we believe that that's the woman that he's thinking, or it's a separate thing, or we're trying to find out?
We don't know, I don't think. But the sisters.
I think what we can do is offer it, but we can't do it here. So he would have to trust us with the
Yeah.
ghosty. And if it is in that gold thing, then we could just
Yeah.
okay, bye. Or if it isn't in that gold thing, we would at least see where he keeps his ghosty things. Maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah, you have been told that he's recently acquired this ghost.
Yeah.
Okay,
And the
then it's
sisters
probably
did describe
not.
it as a very powerful ghost, so it may not just be.
Yeah.
I
So
mean,
if we
it could
see it,
just be
maybe we
his
could
dead partner, but it could be
ask
something
it for
else.
You
payment or
can
something.
definitely get him to show you
Yeah.
his former
Collections.
partner. No, maybe not the entire thing, his project. If you get him to open up fully here, which would be another
Okay,
role.
got it. How much is your consort, Prince?
My consort is also two. My sway is two. So I can also assist you if you want to continue to do consort, and so you get an extra die just for me assisting.
Sure, I can do that.
And then we can,
See where it goes.
yeah.
All right. Still risky, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Effect is standard,
Mhm.
and 1 bonus die.
Do you wanna
Uh,
trade down to desperate for greater effect?
You will fill the clock either way to get him to open up, but if you get to
Oh.
greater effect, he will show you the way, and he will show you his project, which is
Fine.
his deceased
I
partner.
will go down to, what was it, desperate?
Yeah, you
Yeah.
trade position for effect, so you go to desperate position, but you get an extra effect.
So great effect, right?
Yeah.
All right. Well,
And you have an extra die.
cool.
Ooh.
Yes. What a good roll.
So that clock is just filled. You have gotten him to open up. And what is the last sentence that we hear Molto say that really sets the gears into motion in Bellwether's head?
I found some success. Some level of success.
Outside of academic circles, as I now understand,
Yes.
Dr. Ashcroft, and just gives you a very just shy wink at that.
Mm-hmm.
Well, oh, what am I doing? I must take a risk or it will all be lost eventually. Can't keep
Yes.
her bottled up in eternity. At some point, my own flesh will wither or she will go insane in this confinement. I will show you. Let's go to my laboratory, as it were.
While we're walking, I would like to just ask him, like, before she died, did you ask her about this at all? Mention it? If this is
I
what
am
she wanted.
certain it is in her interest. She suffered greatly during her illness.
Mm.
Her life was mostly unlived, as it were. There's nothing here to say whether or not that's true or a lie. The thing is, he himself is a little bit uncertain.
Yeah. So he didn't ask her. So that's what I'm.
No, he did not. No.
I can just grab that from that, right? Like, you didn't ask
Yeah.
her. All right.
Yeah.
Okay.
And he leads you to his laboratory, which is his basement. And you go down the creaky stairs. It is illuminated by electroplasm in bottles lining the wall, glowing much like the ghost that you recently liberated from Taibhse's doll and put back into the bottle to bring here. And there is no golden bottle in sight. It is also not in the room that he leads you to now, which houses a very elaborate apparatus of glass, of a very delicate glass vial, protected by running electricity. So he seems to power this with more electroplasm, essentially sacrificing ghosts as he receives them, or other electroplasm. There are other sources like Leviathan blood. Who knows what he's doing? And then there is a larger glass, almost cage, also covered in copper, that could permanently perhaps hold a spirit when released from its spirit bottle. See, this is where I'm at. It is impressive in some ways, if I dare say so myself, but it is not the solution. It allows me to see her, and I believe she sees me too, but we know the plague of ghosts. Unfettered from the physical reality, their minds are left to circle around themselves, and they all go, I hesitate to say mad, but it must be a terrible experience, of course.
Elegy is gonna walk up to the glass and copper container and place a hand on it.
It is inert right now. I would be rather hesitant to show you. It takes quite a strain on her, I believe, and definitely on me. But if you think it's important, I could, of course.
No, not if it. Have you?
I will
used
say
this
here,
on any
if he
other
does that,
accounts?
I will just quickly say, if he does that, this is kind of a devil's bargain. He's going to be very preoccupied with that, allowing one of you to sneak away without even a roll involved. All of you will witness this, though, and that is definitely going to be very stressful for him and for you.
Mm.
I think
Oh,
you're
you're
muted.
You're muted.
I'm okay with doing this and have somebody sneak off and try and find something.
I have not been very useful in the conversation. I will make my way out.
There are other distractions, probably, that you can come up with, but this is the one I'm offering you. You let him demonstrate the summoning of his dead wife, and that's going to be enough of a...
I would like to see the dead wife, just to find out if this is what she wants.
Oh.
Also, I'm learning a lot of things
Yeah.
here.
I guess I
Personally.
also choose this guy's dead wife.
All right. Then we just see him.
How much stress do we get?
We'll see that. You do get to make a resolve roll. Everybody except Carrion, because as he just begins flipping a switch, the static crackle in the room intensifies, and you see the ghost in the vial that he placed there begin to swirl, almost like a storm, as it is being essentially sucked out of its glass prison and into the larger cage. Carrion, you sneak away, make your way past several bottles containing other spirits, and then you see, in a room to the side, marked with all kinds of inscriptions, spirit bane charms plastered on the walls, there is a metallic bottle, golden, reinforced with copper. This is what you're here for, but it doesn't seem like it's entirely secure for you to just grab it. But meanwhile, back inside the main laboratory, we see essentially the ghost almost sucked through a tube into this cage, manifesting itself, flickering into existence. He just turns to you and says, see, one of the marvels of this is that you can always see her. I'm not certain whether or not that is the best for her, but I'm afraid I just couldn't help myself. And then you turn to this glass cage and you don't hear anything that makes it all the more disturbing as she just begins to wail and looks like she is attempting to break down this glass cage but cannot physically do anything about it, raging against her imprisonment here. And that's where you both need to make a resolve roll.
Cool. Resolve it is.
Oh my god!
Holy shit, what is that?
A good roll is what it is.
Yeah. Okay.
Thank God I
You
wasn't
are
there.
alarmingly unimpressed by this, I will say.
I'm actually upset by it, but also unimpressed.
I believe that is enough of a demonstration. As you
It
see,
is.
it does distress her. Yes, it is an imperfect system. I will be the first to admit, as he just touches a button here, a lever there, flips another switch. And
seems to
the
be in
ghost
pain.
is... Such is the fate of us all, if we wish to remain, I believe. It is that or in existence.
Has she ever possessed someone?
No, not successfully, and it is my wish to find out how that might be engineered. Not all ghosts are capable of this, and I, much like the talents of a whisper, I would hope that it is an acquired, I nearly said taste, an acquired ability, and not just something that just naturally is given to some and not other spirits. But that is where my research is stuck, and I would in fact need not spirits, but bodies.
I understand.
I think everybody understands. The question is, do you agree?
What do you think I feel? And I am expressing like a sort of like someone who has done things that most people would consider as too far
Yeah.
to future. Yeah, so that is what
I mean,
the
I
way.
don't think that
What do you-
requires a roll because you have done that
Yeah.
just now. Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, you did that yesterday. So, yes, I see. Everybody loses a lot in these times. Well, yes. So how would you procure a body then? But that's a detailed
That's a detail
discussion
you
that
don't
we'll
need
leave
to.
to the side as we
You
move
don't.
back over to
Yeah,
Carrion. Yeah.
yeah. Basically, I'm like, you don't need to know. We're gonna plan
Yeah.
out about it. Yeah.
Yeah. Whatever you discuss about those specifics, we'll leave off camera. But Carrion, heavily watered room, but the bottle is there.
Is the room we are currently in accessible by a window?
Oh, you are in the basement, so no.
Okay. Well, there goes my first idea to have Diogenes help. Let's see.
You could perhaps attune here and find a hidden way through the old ghostly remnants of Doskvol, because you have the Ghost Echoes ability, and then just smuggle Diogenes inside. That's a definite possibility there.
I could do that. I will roll a tune then. Let's See, this is risky still.
Yeah, that's risky. The risk is really just you reveal yourself to him or something else in here.
Yep. No bonus dice. Well, great.
Of course. What else would it be?
We're doing so well.
It's not. It's all. It only doesn't work when people are looking. It's like
Yeah,
stage
yeah.
fright.
Yeah. As as Carrion rolls another 6. I think we've only. I'm sure there are other examples, but Carrion just rolls a 6 or just fails outright. I feel.
Yeah, there's no in between.
He either shoots somebody down immediately or shoots his teammate. Anyway, yeah. Oh yeah, obviously the veil is very thin here. There's permanent exposure to ghosts, bottled up as they may be. It takes very, very little time for you to find a door that leads to some long forgotten place that stood here once. You see ancient crumbled pillars as you move through the ghostly realm, but there are no spirits. There's no presence in there. You simply emerge. Diogenes awaits you. You have located the possessor.
Yes. The bottled spirit is up on the shelf. Can you reach it?
Then let us go.
And I'm gonna roll for Diogenes.
Yeah. Did you level Diogenes up? Because he did advance.
Oh. Not yet, but I can do that at the end of session.
Oh, no, that just happened because you failed the clock. So he just gets an extra level of quality.
Okay, cool.
Because he ate a horror. So
He ate a horror. Okay.
yeah.
Quality 2.
Yeah.
That
is not the only way that he can level up, but he did. Yeah, of course. How does Diogenes brave the just traps laid in this room? Also, how does he successfully repel the spirit bane charms? Because as many as there are of these, they would affect him.
I think for the first time we see something a little bit more arcane if being evoked from Diogenes. Diogenes currently is in the form of a vulture. That doesn't mean he is a vulture. And I think what we see in this moment is Diogenes takes he like hovers and he kind of like jumps off the ground and then he lands sideways like an MC Escher painting and lands along the cabinet. And then from his body, where he has 2 legs with talons, another set grows out of his chest cavity as he begins to use his second set of talons, like hands, to kind of deconstruct the spirit bane placed on the cabinets.
This is somewhat uncomfortable. Not to see, perhaps to somebody not carrying it would be, but just it feels like something is trying to burn you almost, but it subsides. And very soon Diogenes returns with the bottle. But being moved like that does agitate the spirit within, and you just all of a sudden hear shaking coming from the bottles lining the walls, as if there's some kind of resonance there.
Can I roll another attune check to try and stabilize the energy present?
Yeah, you could do that. Meanwhile, inside, Bellwether just. Do you hear that? By the way, there seems to be something amiss. And he will very soon just notice that one of you is missing.
There's some shaking. Do you hear that?
Oh, I must have agitated the other spirits. Sometimes it happens.
We must get out of here if.
Oh,
there are many
it's
people that break out in
quite
the-
fine. It's
Are you sure?
Oh, well, perhaps we should take a look. Has your colleague gone already to?
To the bathroom, probably.
I'm going to take the suspicion level.
That was a terrible lie.
Why not?
I don't know where the bathroom is. I just got here.
Maybe he was looking for it. I don't know.
I gave you something without a roll before, but now I'm taking the bathroom. Well, I would have thought that he would stay for the demonstration, but anyway.
He does not like ghosts.
That's a worse lie.
That's not a lie.
That's not a lie. That's true. He does not like
Ariel
ghosts.
doesn't like
That's a
ghosts.
worse truth.
Strange.
That's a worse truth.
Then.
He likes
Yeah.
he likes archaeology, but he does not like ghosts.
Well,
That could be
I suppose
Anyway.
we must all confront our fears.
correct.
Anyway, carry on the roll.
It may take a few days to.
Since this might be important, the suspicion level is almost full.
It's desperate.
No, it's risky, but failure would be pretty bad for you because you would be revealed as trying to steal from him. I don't necessarily have. Oh, I do have a devil's bargain.
Okay.
The devil's bargain is you quiet the ghosts down by demonstrating what happens when they disobey and having Diogenes consume one of them. You break
like
a bottle, pop one open, Diogenes feasts on a ghost. If that gets revealed later, could be bad.
Yeah,
But maybe it never comes up.
that's pretty
By
good.
himself. He's by himself in the basement. Who's gonna know?
I will take that devil's bargain.
Yeah, you're gonna take a point of stress for that just because you just immediately pop open a ghost bottle and let your vulture master devour it, but still. Take a point of stress, destroy one of the ghosts.
There you go.
This is essentially ghost murder, but okay, yeah.
Okay. There you go.
The ghosts quiet down. What do we see here?
I think that Diogenes, with his second set of feet, will unscrew the bottle and then eat the cap and then down the ghost like a shot of tequila and then eat the bottle.
And that is exactly when the other three just leave the room. And I mean, I assume you've hidden the bottle that you're trying to smuggle out. So, Dr. Covenant, not so afraid of ghosts after all, I see, if you're staying here. My apologies about the little ruckus, but tell me, why didn't you attend the full demonstration then? anyone can roll here, but this is going to need something from
So I would like to fully distract him by saying
Yeah.
I can get him a soulless body
Okay.
within a few days.
And I will help by scolding Kyrian and Severosi.
Rossi, are you just speaking nonsense?
I really hope he doesn't speak Severosi.
Okay.
I will
Because
say
I will sound it out like how we spoke. It's gonna be bad.
this.
I have a backup lie afterwards if he understands it.
This does not require a roll. He is on the hook enough that he will just buy that, but you will need to produce a body. So, Laurie, what do you say exactly?
No questions can be asked. And it will take a few days just to be sure. I can't give you an exact time just yet. But I can give you a soulless vessel, living and ready. If your partner is capable, or she can attach to it,
Yes.
maybe even practice over time, since the body will be there, and you will have to take care of it to a certain extent until she is able to assert herself.
Perhaps, yes, I have practice materials, I shall say. That's why his eyes just quickly dart over to the room that Carrion just came out of. Yes. You have been most unusual guests. I assume you weren't really here for the ghost of a pianist alone. But yes, this is... No, to hell with it. My brother gets grave robbers to dig up corpses for his medical research all the time. Why shouldn't I? Why should I not? Let's go back upstairs and discuss the details. It is quite the problem, by the way, getting bodies for research these times when most of them are simply dissolved. But no matter. Let us resume our discussion.
Yes. Let's.
And with that, you're being led back upstairs. And after a little more of a discussion about providing him with a body, leave the estate with a ghost in a bottle. Yeah.
As they're leaving, Carrion will turn around to the doctor and will say, "Are you familiar with the Severosi myth of the snake who wore the lizard's skin?"
I'm afraid this is not my... No, I'm not.
Maybe I will tell it to you next time.
And we'll leave.
Oh, very well. And he goes inside. A little later, he will realize that a certain bottle has disappeared. It won't take long for him to piece all of that together. But you have succeeded. And that's where we're going to end the session.
Yay!
What's he gonna do? Report us to the cops?
Here's my secret stash of ghosts police.
And then somebody stole my ghost police guy. What are you gonna do?
Well, there is the question of where does he get all these from usually, and all his other stuff down there.
I'm sure we'll find out.
I'm sure you lose status with a faction next time. Yes, because I know, I know. But yeah, that I had so many clocks for this though. That was the
Why don't you share us the
possibility.
clocks? Because I'm kind of curious what
Oh,
they were.
sure. Sure.
You worked so hard on them.
I didn't. I just put a lot of clocks in there on break. So first, you could have simply freed the ghost accidentally.
Oh,
I'm gonna go here again. This is the right scene. You could have accidentally freed the ghost. That would have been pretty bad. Yeah, what would have been even worse? Well, there were more ghosts. I have a clock that I called Weather the Ghost Storm. That could have happened.
oh.
If all the bottles had popped open in the end or something. That was a possibility there.
That would have been pretty bad.
There was something when he activated a switch that you noticed. If the suspicion level would have been filled, well, he may not have successfully had a possessor ghost, but he has bound a ghost to a hull, which means he essentially had an attack automaton waiting for you. You never saw. And of course, it's ghost stuff, so if anything really strange would have happened, the spirit wardens would have come over. Nothing has happened though, because you rolled pretty well and just stayed mostly in control for this entire score.
I like that.
Yeah.
You did rob him
Hey,
blind and he will know that, but that's fine.
Yeah, well.
Well, Janis,
I mean, we
Would it
still
be-
might do what he promised. Well, we promised him, you know?
would it be terrible if I if LOG like complicated this perfectly executed score?
You like doing that, I guess. Sure, what happens?
What if LOG really does get him that body?
Sure. I'm not sure how you'd convince him that you didn't steal a ghost in a golden bottle from him.
You don't have
But
to.
you know what?
Does
I
he
don't have
care?
to convince him I didn't steal it. It's like, hey, by the
Well,
way,
Does he
Yeah.
care? We got you what you
here's the thing
truly
you want
wanted.
most.
Sure, we can do that next session.
We're honest thieves, if nothing.
We're honestly like, yeah, we took it, but
We never
here's
said
the
we
body
were
we promised.
to
Do you
rob
care?
We just sure. Why not? Yeah, you can create your own follow-up opportunity with somebody that now distrusts you extremely. But yeah, let's do that next session, where we will also hopefully see what Taibhse did in the realm in between. Who knows? But yeah, I've been Janis, he, him. I GM games here. I GM this, and on Thursdays, I GM Red Markets, which is a game of economic horror 5 years into the zombie apocalypse. It is pretty much a public beta test of the rules for the second edition. However, next session of Red Markets, I will say, because this is pre-recorded, is easily our best one yet. So if you're going to watch a single episode of that, make it that one. That's really all I have to do for self-advertising. So popcorning it over to Gleiser.
Hey, that's me. I'm the Glyza. He, they, she pronouns in the order of what makes me go E in my brain. I do a lot of things on the internet, especially in the TTRPG space. I run games, I make games, and I play in a lot of games. I'm also the Notion guy of Fine Art Productions. All of my links you can find by going to connect.classicalglyza.com, or you can even check out my website, Classical Adventures 4.1. It is where I'm trying to relive what it was like to have a blog back in the 2000s, except I'm almost 40 now. Warning, if you find a classical Glyza, guess what? You found me. If you find a different Glyza, I recommend proceeding with caution. That is not a safe Glyza. Speaking of safe people, that is not me. I'm going to pass it over to Prince.
Wow, fascinating. You think I'm safe? Hi, I'm Prince. he, him. You can find me all over the internet doing basically nothing. As Prince Infidel. Mm, you can find me here playing LOG. A maybe other games. Who knows? What the future holds. And popcorn it over to Andre.
Hello, my name is Andre. My pronouns are he, they. You can find me at Andre Vera Art on most social media and at my website, andrevera.art, where you can see my illustration portfolio, as well as a bunch of other games I'm in, a bunch of games I've just designed, a few other podcasts. And if you check out my social media right now, you will see that I am currently releasing some art of a new deck of cards that I'm making called the Creature Comforts deck. Which everybody here has been privy to a little bit of the behind the scenes of. It is an oracle deck intended to teach the animal lover in you to love yourself. So if you're interested in that, go give me a follow. And not here today was Shiv, and Shiv is cool.
Correct. Nothing more needed than that. So
Follow
yeah.
Shiv. But like on the internet, not in person.
Yeah.
That's stalking. Don't do that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just, like I said, nothing more needed to be said, but we said more. And we'll be back next week for more of this with Shiv, hopefully.
Hooray.
See you then. Bye.
Goodbye.
Bye.
Thank you.